Hi, I'm Nili Turetsky from Shalom, Israel, and I'm learning this Perek with you. The Eloi Nishmat Sarah Rivka Bat Harav Nachum Umendel, Sarah Lamdrach. I knew Sarah from Camp Marisha, where I went as a camper and later as a counselor, and Sarah was there working on the waterfront. And I later returned to Camp Marisha with my family, where Sarah was the penultimate NWS, non-working spouse, who actually ended up working harder than any of us, finding any area in camp that needed her expertise. Today we're going to be learning Perek Kuf Chaf Hey 125, which is another one of the Shir HaMa'alot that we've been learning. Shir HaMa'alot, as I'm sure we've learned over the past few days, is a song of ascents, a song of Mizmor that the Leviim used to sing as they went on the stairs from the Ezrat Yisrael to the Ezrat Nashim. This Perek only has 5 psukim. However, the ideas contained within this Perek are so deep and so fundamental to Judaism. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to quickly go through the 5 psukim and translate and give a basic understanding of them, and afterwards I would like to discuss the deeper ideas that are contained within this Perek. Pasuk Aleph. Shir HaMa'alot, Habotchim B'Hashem Kahar Tzion Lo Yimot Le'olam Yeshev. A song of ascents. Those who trust in Hashem will never falter. Kahar Tzion, like Har Tzion. Har Tzion is a mountain just outside of the old city of Yerushalayim. It's the place where David HaMelech is buried. And the analogy is that just as Har Tzion is immovable, so too will the protection be for those who trust in Hashem. Pasuk Bet. Yerushalayim harim saviv la, ve'Hashem saviv la'amo, me'ata v'ad olam. Yerushalayim is surrounded by mountains. So just as Yerushalayim is surrounded by mountains geographically, so too Hashem surrounds Bnei Yisrael equally, protecting them. Pasuk Gimel. Ki lo yanuach shevet haresha al goral hatzadikim, lema'an lo yishlechu hatzadikim ba'avlatay yedehem. For the rod of wickedness shall never come to rest upon the lot of the righteous. Therefore, the righteous need not lay their hands upon violence. Meaning that the evildoers will not be inflicting any of their evil doing onto the good people, and the good people, the tzaddikim, will not need to fight back. These 3 psukim give us a very strong sense of security, a sense of safety, protection. This is in stark contrast with the last 2 prakim we learned, Kuf Chaf Gimel and Kuf Chaf Daled, where there was a strong sense of uncomfortable dependence and fear and danger that was imminent. The last 2 psukim, Pasuk Daled and Pasuk Hey, can be understood as a tefillah. Pasuk Daled, Heitiva Hashem latovim, V'layisharim b'libotam, Hashem, do good to those who are good, and for those who are yashar, who are righteous, who are straight in their hearts. And Pasuk Hey, V'hamatim akalkalotam yolichem Hashem et po'alei ha'aven, Shalom al Yisrael. But as for those who turn towards their crooked ways, the evildoers, Hashem will lead them away with all the other evildoers. And this Perek ends with a very famous phrase, Shalom al Yisrael, peace upon Israel. Now, according to Ibn Ezra and Radak, this Perek, this entire Perek, is referring to the future. In the future, there will be a sense of security, a sense of peace that will be surrounding Yerushalayim. Why specifically Yerushalayim? Because Yerushalayim is the Nachalah of the Tzaddik, the portion of the righteous ones, and that will be the reward of the tzaddikim, Yerushalayim, and not just Yerushalayim, but a safe, strong, protected Yerushalayim. There will be no Yerushaim, they will not have to fight back, and that is the reward of the tzaddikim. So, according to Ibn Ezra and Radak, the last 2 psukim, Pasuk Daled and Pasuk Hey, Heitiva Hashem latovim, V'layisharim b'libotam, and V'hamatim akalkalotam yolichem Hashem et po'alei ha'aven Shalom al Yisrael, those 2 psukim are a tefillah, a prayer to Hashem, that this sense of security that exists in psukim Aleph, Bet, and Gimel, that should come speedily in our days. We are sure that the Geula Shlema will come, but we have the power to influence its arrival by our good deeds. And that's the understanding of Ibn Ezra and Radak. Rav Shamshon Raphael Hirsch explains this passage by saying that it's not referring to the Atid, to the future, but it's referring to right now, to the present. He says that after the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, and the physical sign of Hashem's presence was no longer with us, the physical sign of Hashem's presence was transferred over to Bnei Yisrael, Hashem's people. And we, Bnei Yisrael, became a living Har Zion, glorifying Hashem's presence in this world. Even when we are moved physically from the land of Israel, from the place that we belong, we are still true to Hashem. We are immovable, Har Zion, not movable, when it comes to His Torah. When the Jews remain true to the Torah and to the ideals of the Torah and to Hashem's message, then those around them can see the truth as well, and they will be drawn to it. The community, the Jewish community that remains strong, even though we're surrounded by a sea of disbelief and a sea of difficulty, we, according to Rav Hirsch, remain that Har Zion, that immovable rock. And with the guidance of our Chachamim, we can always be a beacon to others who have been made to live in the darkness for so long. Using Rav Hirsch's understanding, we can now look at this Perek as entirely focused on the present, and not just the Atid. The first pasuk is speaking about bitachon, faith in Hashem. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the believer will see the fruits of their faith in the present. We know with faith that a life of bitachon and emunah will reap spiritual rewards. Even a person who finds himself in exile, in the Golah, or in a particularly difficult situation, or is faced with many doubts, we know that he can still retain an inner life that is secure and safe. If he has a strong level of emunah and bitachon, then his inner core spirituality cannot be touched. Even if everything surrounding him can be frightening, negative, or insecure, he who trusts Hashem, haboteach b'Hashem, he is filled with an inner calm, an inner sense of security. And that's what the first pasuk is referring to. With this understanding of viewing it as a believer in the present tense, that he feels an inner sense of security, we can now look to the last two psukim as a tefillah, a prayer, that this same sense of inner security, bitachon, and spiritual peace should be actualized in the material, external world as well. That the inner good and truth that the believer feels within will be clear to all, and righteous will receive their due, and the evildoers theirs. It makes sense that the Perek should end with Shalom al Yisrael. What is Shalom? Yes, we know Shalom means peace, but what does the word mean? Shalom has many meanings. Shalom is used as a greeting and as goodbye. Shalom is one of the many names of Hashem, and Shalom, as we know, is used for the word peace. Shalom comes from the root shalem, which means complete. There will only be true peace and true realization of Hashem's name, of Shalom, when there is shlemut, completion. Shlemut, completion, means that there are no loose ends. Everything is clear. Everything is complete. When the inner sense of security is achieved worldwide, there is a universal level of bitachon and emunah, and the evildoers are punished and are not the leaders of the world, and the righteous will receive what is their right. That is completion. That is shlemut. I wish myself and all of us to continue to work on our bitachon and emunah, so we can attain a level of security and trust in Hashem, and hopefully with our learning and emunah, we can come one step closer to the fulfillment of Shalom al Yisrael. Thank you.